Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Really hope you're enjoying the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Now it's here arrived on MTGO, but I'm recording this before this has happened. So I'm starting to look. I've been through most of the main set legends I'm interested in. If there's anything you think I've missed over the last couple of weeks you want me to go through, leave me a comment down below and I'll try and get around to it. But I decided to have a look at this one, which is one of the alternate commanders from one of the commander decks for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And it is Vihaan, Goldwaker, red, white and black for a 3/3 dwarf warlock. All other outlaws you control have vigilance and haste. So assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues and warlocks will all get vigilance and haste when we have them in the deck. And at the beginning of combat on our turn, we may have treasures we control become 3/3 construct assassin artifact creatures in addition to their other types until the end of turn. So you're going to attack with all your treasures at 3/3 and then still be able to sack them off in your second main phase to get mana. Yeah, okay then, like this plan. Now, before I go any further, as per yesterday's deck, this deck is purely based on the cards that are available at the moment. I haven't been through all of the different types of assassins, mercenaries, etc. in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So this deck will also be an update at some stage in the future. So at the moment, bear with me, I'm going through what's currently available. Because it may be you don't want to pull your deck apart when you've bought it and you just want to build Vihaan off their own back. So this is what today's deck looks like. So we'll start with the creatures. They are all going to be the outlaws that we can have in the deck. So every creature is an outlaw. So, you know, make sure they all have vigilance and haste once Vihaan hits play. So Fanatical Firebrand starts the fun and games off, followed by Greedy Freebooter for that treasure. Same with Impulsive Pilferer for another treasure. Ruthless Ripper is one of the assassins, and we're going to try and turn this face up by revealing a black card in our hand. So, you know, that's fair. Gets turned up and make someone lose too. Charmed Scoundrel comes in. We're going to go for the treasure token with this, obviously. Direfleet Daredevil, because it's a pirate. I will say I am heavy in pirates, just so we're clear on this. I should have said that at the start. There are a lot more pirates in this deck than there is anything else. And there's not that many white cards either, because there's just not that many that are assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues and warlocks. So bear with me. Yeah, Direfleet Pirate Daredevil's here. Direfleet Poisoner is also in, just so we can give an attacking pirate +1/+1 and death touch until the end of turn as a combat trick. Yep, Dockside's here. Yep, sorry. Goblin Trailblazer is just in because it's got menace and it's 2 mana, so I thought it was good fun. Krezo Havoc Razor. Yeah, we want this in play. We want to make sure we get the damage in so we can goad our opponent's creatures and exile things and cast their spells. Humble Defector helps us draw cards and then goes off to our opponent, which is fine. Killen Ink Duelist has got Lifelink and Menace. That's the only reason it's here. It's also a warlock and it's one of the few white creatures. Going down, Robber of the Rich, so we can nick someone's card if we can hit someone who's got more cards in hand than we have. Wily Goblin gives another treasure which will become a construct assassin. Zoala Lava Tongue, we like the Descend idea. I really do like the Descend idea, so they're here. Zulaport Cutthroat for when our things die. Don't forget, if we got this in play, the treasures become creatures. We can sack the treasures in our second main phase and make sure all our opponents start losing one and we're gaining one, so it does help. Academy Manufacturer is the only non-outlaw creature in the deck, but with the amount of treasures we're creating, having the clues to go alongside them and the food seemed like a really good plan to me, hence why the Academy Manufacturer is here. Breaches, whenever a pirate attacks, choose one that has been chosen this turn, create a treasure token, target creature can't block, exiling. You should be getting them off quite regularly, I think. Captain Lannery Storm attacks, we get a treasure token. Doom Necromancer lets us bring something back that's been killed off, so that's cool. Fane the Broker is also here. We'll chuck some +1/+1 counters around, then remove them to make treasure tokens even better. Morbid Opportunist lets us draw a card when one or more creatures die. Redcap Thief, treasure token. Brazen Freebooter, treasure token. You can see where all the pirates are coming in, by the way. Captivating Crew is a good pirate, though. 4 mana, nick someone else's creature, untap it, it gains haste. Activate this ability only time you can cast a sorcery, however, but it still means you can nick someone's biggest creature and attack them back with it. Crimson Commodore for the trample, and we become the monarch and get the monarch going around the board. Decadent Dragon is also here, just so we can get the attacks in to get the treasure tokens, and also exile the top 2 cards and maybe use them instead. Gixiton Gixian Puppeteer, sorry. We should be able to draw second card occasionally, especially if we manage to get some clue tokens off our Academy manufacturer. So making people lose 2 and us gain 2 should be doable. And when it dies, we get to return another creature card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Nice way of reanimating the manufacturer if and when it gets killed off. Well, I think it's when it gets killed off more than if. Gonti, Lord of Luxury, also makes an appearance, just so we can get someone else's cards. Murderous Redcap comes in, deals 2, then if it dies, it deals 1 because it comes back with a persist trigger. Necrotile just comes in and kills anything that's non-artifact, non-black creature. I am playing a black-red deck, and yes, Prosper's here. Why Prosper is in a red border, I don't know. I don't think Prosper's been banned in Commander. If it has, sorry. Anyway, Queen Marchesa is also around. Enters the battlefield to become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, if your an opponent is the Monarch, you get an Assassin token with Death Touch and Haste. That's quite cool. Rankle is here just to make sure people can. Each player deals combat, choose any number. Each player discards a card. Each player loses a life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. That's fine. Rowdy Crew enters the battlefield, draw 3, then discard 2 at random. If 2 cards this way share a type, or discard this way, you get some +1/+1 counters on it. It's just a bit of fun of a pirate, really, with Trample. Syndicate Heavy is from the Clue set. You can extort with it, which is nice, gain some life, and get a clue with a bit of luck. Whisper Drink Vampire also makes an appearance. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1, we gain 1. Yeah, most of the things, a lot of our creatures have power 2 or less, so yeah, made sense to have this one here. And giving all of them Death Touch and Lifelink can also be beneficial at some stage when you've got 7 spare mana, that is, anyway. Archpriest of the Shadows, just to hold the backup and the Death Touch thing. Author of the Shadows, we get to exile. That's a crime, by the way. Exiling everyone's graveyards will be a crime. And then we get to choose one of the cards being exiled this way and cast it with spending mana of any colour as we can. It's a red deck. Bornhold Dracosaur is here. I did tell you that turn up and anything I could cast it in. This one's a little bit better because we do get treasures from it occasionally. Coercive Recruiter, we get to nick creatures when this is in play, when we get pirates into the play. It's one of the reasons we are heavy in pirates, by the way. Goldspan Dragon, yep, gives us treasure tokens when it attacks. Massacre Girl helps us control the board a bit. Port Razor gives us additional combat steps with the pirates with a bit of luck. So as long as we can get this through and dealing combat damage, that is. So hopefully we'll be able to. Shady Informant, when it dies, deals 2 damage to any opponent. Any target. This card could probably come out. I'm not overly convinced with it, but I've left it in for now. This will be one of the first ones I change once I get to know the Outlaws set a bit more. Yeah, the Thunder Junction set, I should say, a little bit better. Angrath's Marauders is just here to double up on the damage, and Cavern Horde Dragon. Yeah. Costs X less, where X is the greatest number of artifacts an opponent controls, flying, trample and haste, and we get a whole load of treasure tokens, which is very useful. Little bit of card draw with Big Score, and a little bit more control with Damnation, Wrath of God and Blasphemous Act. A lot of ramp, however, so Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Soul Ring, Signet, Jet Medallion, Pearl Medallion, Ruby Medallion, one of each of the respective talismans, all backed up with Elixir of Immortality, so when everything gets killed off, we get to shuffle it back in. 2 enchantments in the deck, which will help. Smothering Tithe to give us more treasures, and don't forget, these will become 3/3 Construct Assassins, so, you know, our opponent's drawing cards has given us a future creatures in theory, so that's pretty cool. And Revel in Riches as a backup win condition. Once we've got 10 or more treasures at the beginning of our upkeep, we win the game. Made sense to me. The rest of the deck is all made up of black, red and white lands, as you can imagine. We have got a lot of the Sacklands, Farid Messes here, Bloodstained Mires here, Fabled Passage, so on and so forth. We're playing fewer plains than we are mountains and swamps because there's not that much white in the deck, to be honest, outside of our commander's casting cost. But we've got things like Godless Shrine, we've got Isolated Chapel, which will help, Sacred Foundry, so on and so forth. So we should be okay casting it with the fewer plains. And that's it. It's a very straightforward, let's make a whole load of creatures that benefit from our vigilance and haste, and then have all the treasures in play to do it that way. So fairly simple, very straightforward. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up Vihaan very quickly. There will be, so this should go live midnight on Thursday my time, GMT. That means I'll be streaming at some stage tonight, so if you're watching this video middle of your breakfast or wherever, come and see if I'm streaming. There's a link down below to my Twitch stream. You come follow me there, you get a notification when I go live. Likewise, if you can hit the subscribe button. I'm still sitting at 379 as I record this. I know I've said that in all the videos this week so far, but yeah, appreciate it if you can hit the subscribe button, help me get a little bit closer to that 500 for the end of the year. And I hope you like this video. I will look at some of the other commanders that are coming in the commander decks as well and try and do the non-face cards just to give people a few ideas over the next week or so. But like I said at the beginning, anything I haven't covered so far on the channel you want to see covered from the main set, leave me a comment down below, let me know, and I'll try and get that done over the next few weeks for you. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.